welcome to Ladyboss Speaks on It. So my guest today is Nicola from New York. Shall I say New York?
I think so. Now I'm New Yorker, yeah. Halfway there.
Halfway there. So he's a model, and we've been chatting for a while on Instagram, exchanging experiences and information about the fashion industry. And I am so excited because today we're going to share a lot, and I want to give him the time to express himself and say what he has to say. And also, it's not just about talking in general, it's to empower and inspire other models. And as you know, this is my vision, is to give you knowledge, give you power, and especially, to do what you want to do and to understand your craft. And this guy here, I'm just like, so grateful, so grateful, Nicola, for you to come here. And yes, so you arrived from New York.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Come here quick.
So how's things since you arrived?
It's good. It's good. It's good to catch up with my friends. For my heart, it's really, really good. And I love London. Majority of my career started here, so I'm always grateful to come back to London, especially for me reconnecting with my friends.
Yes.
But I think right now New York is the place where I have to be for my personal development. So yeah.
So how long you been in New York now?
Exactly 6 months today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Exactly 6 months actually.
Oh, happy birthday! Shall we say that? I don't know.
Happy yeah.
So how do you feel from the transition? How was the transition for you?
The first couple of months were a little bit tough. I'm not gonna lie. Your friends are not there. It was winter time in New York. New York is a whole different pace. Super expensive. Very competitive. So it definitely was a little bit tricky. But I feel like right now I'm really in the groove. I understand. How things move.
Okay. Shall we say you're becoming a New Yorkie?
They say it's 10 years, so I'm far from that. I think I can never become a New Yorker really, but I'm definitely I definitely feel good there. I feel like that's my type of energy right now where I'm at.
Yeah.
I would say that.
Oh, it's good to know. So yeah, so I've got a few set of questions for you.
Let's get it.
So yeah, so my first question: what drew you into modeling? What was your first?
My first, honestly, not to sound arrogant, but I was younger. I grew up North Germany. It wasn't really for me personally. I wasn't really one of the cool kids in North Germany, and I always say that. So I had the initial motivation anyways to do something where people be like, oh, this is different. But later on, I regret it, because I would never do anything like that again. I would never start anything due to ego reasons again. I think you got to start something for love. And I did love it. I always liked magazines. I always thought the pictures are so cool. And I also thought sometimes wait a minute, I could do that, But when you live in a small city, people be like, oh, you cannot become a model. It's almost out of the world, right? Especially when I started almost 10 years ago. But I moved to Munich, worked in a shoe store, and this guy, he came in, he was a model already. He was 45 years old. He was a European German man, but he lived in LA, very handsome. He got the salt and pepper, And I got on with him, I vibed with him. Right? I just vibed with him. I was like, yo, if you come back tomorrow, I'll give you a discount because I had a friends and family card. And then he looked up after I talked with him. He's like, what are you actually doing here? And I was like, huh? He said, bro, you supposed to be a model or actor or something. I said, no, I was a bit shy still. At that time when I started, I was really shy. I was really, really shy. Completely different than, And he gave me an email address from an agency.
Wow.
And I never found him again. He just gave me email. Maybe it was an angel. I don't know.
Oh,
he gave me an email address. He said, send him your pictures. I said, what pictures? I don't have no pictures. He said, go in front of a white wall, front, side, back, blah, blah. He said, Polaroid pictures. You know what Polaroid pictures is. I took them. I hesitated for about 2 months.
You did not?
Yeah, I hesitated. I was
2 months?
2 months, yeah. I was a bit nervous. I'm not going to lie. I was
bless you.
I didn't want to be rejected. But then eventually I was fed up of my job and I was like, nah, I need to. Sometimes, life, things happen for a reason. You are maybe in a dark place just so that God pushes you to do the next thing. And that's what happened for me. And I was sending out the pictures and then they responded back to me. I couldn't believe it. They said, can you be in Hamburg tomorrow? I said, I looked at my bank account, minus 30 euro. I swear to God.
I shouldn't be laughing, but you know what I mean.
I was broke, I was young, right? I was still figuring things out. I moved to a new city. And you know what I did? because I'm always, you know, I'm a Ghanaian boy, right? And my mom always
You have
teach
to
me like,
persevere.
we like, you know,
On go.
get it. So I was like, okay, what can I do? So I looked out for options. I saw Flixbus, 60 euro. So I borrowed like $100 from my sister, right? I told her what I'm doing. She said, don't worry. She gave me $100.
Gotcha.
She said, this will bring you there. This will bring you back. This will give you a meal. God bless her, by the way.
Oh, wow.
By the way.
Sis, we love you, right?
She gave me $100. I go there, oh my God, I almost start crying because sometimes I forget like why I started this stuff, you know. But I got in there and I was super tired because I took the Flixbus overnight, so I feel like my eyes, and I was conscious about
Puffy
that.
and all tired.
Yeah, and I had zero modeling experience, right? I had to took a couple of pictures to be really honest, but I don't, like now I know what to do.
Know.
It's a craft, you know.
Yeah,
I know how to turn it on, like look, give you like a little, you know. But I didn't knew that then. But they made me walk. They put me. I was so nervous in front of the ladies in underwear, you know, like you'd be like, you know. But however, after we were done, and they said, so yeah, they discussed. They said, Nicholas, we would love to sign you. And I'm not gonna lie. Ever since after that, my life changed forever. 6 months later, I was doing full-time modeling. I started with one of my first clients I worked with. What brought me to London was ASOS. So I started doing them like more repetitively every week. I flew out from Munich. That time when I started, they were flying out models from anywhere.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, for ASOS. Boom. Some models New York came in for a week co-working and stuff. So it was very different, but that's really what started off. And I realized that, damn, this is actually not a bad way to make money. And I really started loving also, you know, the craft. It brought me into, you know, my confident self. You know, not the modeling, but the journey. I found myself because, you know, you have to. There's only two ways as a model. You either find yourself and you're good, or you don't find yourself and you will struggle. And there's either ways. There's two models. Either the ones who struggle, they worry too much about how the body look like,
Absolutely.
And I always say it's not necessarily always how you look physically. It's more about your energy. So I have learned how to be my authentic self and my energy, and how to live life according to what God wants me to live life. So
I love that. I mean, I like that. I mean, it's yeah. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah,
just you talk about an angel. Sometimes we've got the helpers, you know, the helpers of destiny. And I always say things happen for a reason. There's no accident. It's all orchestrated. It's all written for a reason. It's us. Sometimes we diverge from our ways, but God will always bring you back to your path. And that guy was just that guy.
It was that guy for me.
Oh, wow. And wow, I'm just like, I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
That's an amazing experience from somebody who was shy, had an opportunity, took it, tried it, and today you're grateful for it.
Yeah.
You're enjoying what you're doing, and I don't think you will have it any other way. No,
really, because at the end of the day, you know, I were able to travel a lot of the world, and you know, I think for my personal self-growth, that was what I needed, like, and understand who I am.
Okay.
So I think that's exactly the way it is.
And in terms of, because you said you find yourself, how was it with your first client? How did you find yourself on set? For somebody who didn't know anything about modeling, how was it for you? How did you cope? How did you manage? Did you have a coach? Did you have somebody to guide you? How was it?
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like, I did first when I started, because I didn't have really, but I kind of looked what other models were doing. So I observed how everybody else were posing. And yeah, at the beginning, you know, it was maybe not a lot of copying, but it was like, you know, seeing, okay, this guy, he's here every week, so this is his moves. And one of the ways as well for me was self-taught, like with my own devices, you know, playing around with angles, playing around with like viewing stuff, getting comfortable. Sometimes you don't need a professional shooting. Sometimes all you got to do is like getting comfortable in motion with your angles. Because the thing is with modeling, what I realized over the past years is more that you got to be able to get out of your mind. You know, because when you think too much, like you'll be like, oh, I wonder what they think behind the camera about me. You lose your spirit, your authenticity, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my journey. You know, when I realized that, and then after a while, you do it something where you practice, right? Something you do it, you can practice. It's the same with sports. A lot of athletes, they practice harder in practice than they actually play in the game, because then it comes in the game easy to them.
Easy,
Because
yeah.
they do it over and over
Over
and over again. So they don't have to think, it's just, woof, you know, it's the same modeling. Like once, now you can set me in any scenario and I just turn the thing on. What you want? You want James Bond? Boom.
007 is in the house.
Whatever you want, I'm going to give it to you. I'm telling you that. So yeah.
So finding yourself, I mean, starting as a newbie, finding yourself, and if I may say, how did you keep yourself motivated? Because it's a very competitive industry. How did you keep yourself motivated?
It's tough. That one is really, really tough. Like I think now I'm more than ever in the point where I'm like, you know, because it's like, you know, when there's certain things I wanted to do, like I wanted to do, and I saw them and I wanted that, right? I wanted to do that, and sometimes it's like crazy. We think we want something, but we don't really want it. You know what I mean? It's not, no, we want it, we still want it, but it's like we maybe look for something,
yes,
and we think it gives us the ultimate happiness, and it gives us temporary. So the thing is, what I realized, it's not about what I'm doing, it's how I'm doing it. Does that make sense?
I like that.
Yeah.
This is exactly, because it sets your mind, because sometimes you are searching for something, but you think that thing will give you that happiness. And sometimes, like you said, it's not the happiness, it's the way you do things that give you that joy. The happiness is not exactly the thing. And I think for some models, they're thinking becoming a model is the ultimate. It's for them, it's going to bring them happiness, and they sometimes forget that it's a competitive industry. There's highs and lows. It's not always pink every day.
It's not always like sunshine and rainbows.
Exactly.
That's what I would say. So if anyone like start and whatever, you know, I would say like don't make your goal linked to your happiness.